Charges in a 2019 homicide point to a possible murder spree in Missouri and Illinois. How prosecutors have outlined the suspect's movements that day.
And snow moved off and away. We'll have a few more flurries today. I'm going over the very cold conditions.
And it's a holiday weekend that emphasizes service and leadership. The group's continuing the work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Wake up, St. Louis. We are up with a live look. We are in weather alert right now. That's Busch Stadium there live for you. That's not stopping fans from heading to the annual Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up. I got to tell you, it starts right now and runs through Monday.
Yeah, always an exciting event. You can still get tickets for $35, and you can even get an autograph from a player starting at only $10. So good deals there. Just bundle up if you're going.
That's right, and sign me up.
Yeah.
All right, good morning to you. It is Saturday, January 13th. I'm Travis Cummings.
And I'm Mercedes McKay. Thanks so much for joining us on this Saturday morning. Like Travis mentioned, we are in a weather alert. We're waking up with frigid temperatures. So let's head over to Weather First meteorologist Tracy Henson. Tracy, what does it look like for the rest of the day?
Quite cold, but we do have colder weather, if you could believe that, coming in tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. So last night we did get just a little bit of snowfall. A lot of that did not make it onto the roads. It was so cold last night that when that snow fell, it wasn't really sticky. It didn't have a lot of moisture content, so it's almost more just like dust and very easy to push off the roads. Temperature-wise out there, we have an impressive wind chill this morning. We are waking up in the teens at 18 degrees, but it feels like 5. Winds are out of the west at 13 miles per hour. We're going to have gusts today up to 30. And currently our weather station is picking up on just a little bit of snow. It's most likely just a few little flurries out there. Through the rest of our day today in St. Louis, we will make it up into the low 20s. It'll be quite cloudy. We'll have a few little flurries and snow showers here and there, pretty light through the rest of the day today.
All right, thank you, Tracy. Well, this morning, a Centerville man faces new charges in a 2019 homicide. A neighbor found 65-year-old Brian Colton dead in his apartment in South St. Louis in July of 2019. Police filed first-degree murder charges against 55-year-old Timothy Stokes. Stokes here is incarcerated in Illinois for an East St. Louis murder that happened just hours after Colton was killed. Colton was a veteran, and when we first reported this story back in 2019, his neighbors told us he was a, quote, always nice person.
Frivolous. That's what the mayor of Ballwin is calling a new lawsuit against the city filed by the former police chief. Doug Schaeffler claims he was wrongfully terminated and alleges the decision was made in retaliation. Our Brent Solomon shares what he uncovered in court documents.
This is the 25-page lawsuit attorneys for former Ballwin Police Chief Doug Schaeffler filed in court Friday. It comes a month after the city announced Chief Doug Schaeffler is no longer employed with the city. We wish Chief Schaeffler the best in his future endeavors. City leaders say police officers began sending complaints about the chief. The lawsuit claims allegations he created a perception that officers couldn't get promoted if they didn't drink alcohol with him. There are allegations he got behind the wheel after drinking and even bought alcohol while in uniform. Schaeffler says there is no proof of any of it. Now he's firing back, claiming the Board of Aldermen failed to comply with Missouri's Administrative Procedures Act, did not give the former chief a formal hearing, and did not issue findings of facts, depriving him of his right to due process. The lawsuit hints at possible retaliation after the former chief asked the Ellisville Police Department to investigate a criminal complaint against the mayor and a former city administrator back in September. No word on what that complaint is about. In a statement to 5 on Your Side, the mayor said this: "It is disheartening to hear the baseless allegations against the city of Ballwin. We had hoped to move forward as a city, but now are left using taxpayer money to fight a frivolous lawsuit." Brent Solomon, 5 on Your Side.
And late last night, the Ellisville police chief told us the person who complained against the mayor and former Ballwin official did not wish to pursue criminal charges. He says the investigation is considered unfounded.
All right, switching gears now. Minutes from now, the 7th annual Martin Luther King observance starts by his statue in Fountain Park. Let's head out there to learn more about today's lineup from Reverend Derek Perkins. Good morning to you, Reverend.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing just wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. And can you start by giving us a brief overview of the ceremony and the schedule today?
Well, today we will begin at the Martin Luther King statue in Fountain Park with a unity gathering, basically thinking about Dr. King's vision of a beloved community. There's so many challenges going on across our world, so many wars and crises happening and political drama and trauma. And so we're coming together and honor Dr. King to remember there is a vision we still have to bring to pass. And so we'll gather at the statue. There'll be prayers about things in our city, issues in our world, and interfaith. Folks from different traditions will come together to pray. And we hope that this will be the beginning, again, of reclaiming the vision of creating a beloved community. And then following that, we'll have a gathering in the sanctuary where we will be doing some introductory kind of organizing training, helping people understand their voice. Metropolitan Congregation United will be our facilitators. And we're just excited. Children will be here, parents will be here, educators will be here, and we'll be gathering for an afternoon of learning. As the work of Dr. King often was taking place in the church, and we're just trying to continue that vision.
Right, he was the ultimate unifier. Well, what is this year's theme?
This year's thing is engaging our voice, our vote, our communities, creating a beloved community. We're after unity. That's what we're after. And during this political season, many of the dividing things that separate us seems to tear at the fabric of community. And we just hope that through our gathering and through other gatherings throughout our city, people will look beyond those things that divide us and think about the bridges that we need to build.
Sure. We definitely need to build them. Well, what about the life or teachings of Dr. King inspired this event, you say?
Well, Dr. King was an organizer. He had a way of using faith to bring together community, all forms of community, seniors, children, to make a difference. And then those business leaders and community leaders so that they may get into a boardroom and come out of it with a plan to make a difference. That's why we're doing this every year. That's why we wrap programming around this event, just to remind people that if we're going to have a day of remembrance of Dr. King, there's a lot of work we still need to do in our communities.
All right, Reverend Perkins, thank you so much for being with us today, and thank you so much for sharing the legacy of the great MLK. Thank you.